Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Personal services is an area to look into. This is very important because, in the last episode I talked about, the recession, and then, around the end, I talked about still looking into some type of business that people are always going to use. One thing that's really growing is just personal services. You know what I was thinking about the day I'm recording this? I remember I met a young lady who works in a local grocery store. We've been seeing each other around. If I see somebody enough, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Get their name and everything. But she's basically a personal shopper. She's always in there shopping for people. And, another time I was in line at the same grocery store. I was right behind someone who he had like several different orders. He was paying for them separately. That's a big thing. Like, personal services is basically you doing stuff for people, like a personal concierge. You could, and there's several things. I mean, it could be just running the errands for them. It could be walking the dogs, because you got a lot of people, like in the community I live in, there are a lot of dogs. And I've actually seen somebody walking several dogs at the same time. Well, people need that. And especially, I'm going to tell you what, especially thinking about that personal shopper example, a lot of older people don't want to get out and buy stuff. And I started seeing that when I was working retail, because every now and then someone would come into the store and they were buying for some other people. That could be a business, you already got like the ride sharing and everything. And, there's always some complaints there, but just different things. I mean, cutting somebody's grass, just cleaning somebody's house. That's a personal service. And it's something, because here's the thing. I don't care what the recession is, most people still need something done. Being a barber is a personal service. People still need to let the barber bless them. They still need that. And it's like, just doing that, if you, now, I can't tell you how to actually get into all of that. I don't have any expertise there, but I would just say whenever I talk about something, just look into it. Like, just do a Google search. How do I become a personal service? And then look into what you can possibly do. Like, I use the personal concierge, just somebody who's just doing like little stuff, It could be, it could be picking up laundry or, dry cleaning or something like that. Going to the grocery store for some people. Apparently that's big, because I remember the same grocery store. I saw a few of the people and the personal shoppers, and I could tell because you always see them in there every day, and they got their little phone and they buying stuff, and then have like several orders. And they making sure they bagging them and tagging them in a certain way. So, but they were just talking shop. But that's something that you can make money with. Or they could be doing someone's nails in the home, washing their car. I remember I saw a gentleman where I was living last time, and he had this van, and he has a mobile detail service. Hey. And in fact, I actually had a brakes fixed by a guy years ago, a few decades ago, and he came to the home and fixed them. Because here's the thing, I don't care, regardless of the recession and people making it, all technical and everything, and people looking at stocks, businesses still come down to what people are interested in. Like on YouTube. When the people who really make money on YouTube, what are they talking about? They either talking about something that people have an interest in, or giving how-tos on something. Like, a lot of young ladies will do how-tos on applying makeup. Like, it could be anything that people just might need. I remember years ago when I had a TV and there was some problems with it. I was looking at some of these videos on fixing the TV. End up getting a new one, but still though, you could probably find videos on just changing somebody's oil directly. Of course, somebody can go to an oil place, but what if somebody say they want it a little bit cheaper? Like I said, a mobile mechanic or something like that. There's so many things. Like look up personal services and just to get an idea of what you can do. And then, like I said, I'm not as sure, since I'm not in that area, I'm not sure how they would advertise. I mean, one of the things maybe through, well, you know what, with social media now, you can advertise. With social media now, like IG, maybe even TikTok or something, Facebook, YouTube. Like YouTube ads apparently don't cost that much. And then, you know, maybe even put up flyers, old school, just putting up a flyer at a local store or something. But it's something that you could like really do because people need it. Now, as far as being lucrative, I'm not sure. Maybe it depends on how you do it or something, how much you do, but you can make money because once again, okay, personal services, somebody needs it. See, ultimately people make the economy all complicated, but it really just comes down to supply and demand. And if people have a demand for a service, you can do that. In fact, I just saw an Amazon truck go by, and it made me think about years ago when my grandmother was still alive. She would go to the grocery store, but we didn't have a car at the time. She would maybe take a cab to the grocery store or something. I don't know how she would get there. Well, maybe because she had a job though, and she had retired but still got another job, and she'd go to the grocery store, but there was always a guy there who this was like in the 80s. He would just drive her around. He would you know what, he would pick her up, you know, at the store, and he would just take their groceries, take them home and everything. He even took me home one time. I don't know how he caught every light. The way he drove, I don't know how he did it. He just gave him a little bit of money and stuff. It's just the same principle. So think about what you can do. Like look into it, what you're willing to do. And all you have to do with it really is just have a good job. Do a good job at it. Get them their groceries right, or cut their hair right, or cutting grass. That's a long time one, because, you know, people got these big old lawns. They don't really want to cut it themselves. So anyway, though, I want y'all to look into it, because that's the one thing people always going to need that. All right. So anyway, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.